Hi students. Now today we are going to learn some techniques to develop your skills in studies. How many of you feel that you are intelligent? Raise your hand. Generally in India, most of us, we don't raise our hands because you feel that intelligence is only getting good grades. Intelligence is everything, everything. In a craftsman, he is intelligent in his own field. A lorry driver, he is intelligent in his own field. So we are all intelligent. The only thing is, in India, we don't realize that we are intelligent. We think other man is intelligent. Now today I am going to teach you some simple techniques to develop confidence and skills to achieve success, right? The greatest invention of 20th century is not the invention of insulin or penicillin. The greatest invention is psychologists, they found a man can alter his attitude. A man can alter his attitude. If you wish to achieve success, if you think you can, definitely you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot. So develop positive mental attitude. Students, when you study, you have to concentrate on studies. Don't study under pressure. Study with pleasure. Study with pleasure. If you wish to achieve success, first you should have confidence in you. Yes, I am doing it for myself. I am not just learning these skills to get a job or make money. I want to update my skills. Now today, in the whole world, number one qualification every student must develop is communication skills, interpersonal relations, decision making, all these soft skills. Now today, we will learn some simple tricks to develop confidence. When you want to achieve goal, when you want to achieve something, first you must have a specific goal. A specific goal. That goal you have to write on a piece of paper. I want to do my engineering. I want to do my medicine. I want to be a management consultant. I want to be a businessman. I want to be a sportsman. I want to do this, that. You have to write it. If you don't write it, your mind will not do any action. It will not take any action. You have to write it. An unwritten goal is only a wish. You have to write it. When you write it, your mind will jump into action and make it happen. When you set a goal, the goal should be very smart. It should be smart. S-M-A-R-T. S stands for specific. M stands for measurable. It should be measurable. A stands for achievable. Achievable in the sense you must be ready to sacrifice certain pleasures. Generally now, most of the students, now they are in the clutches of 6 C's. You have to avoid the 6 C's. 6 C's are cell phone. Student need not have cell phone. When you go to college, there is no need. Chatting over computers or in the college campus. Third is cable TV. Keep watching daily serials. You read your books. Then cricket. You can play cricket. You can play cricket. But during examination, don't be crazy after this cricket and other games. And cinema. You watch movies, but don't become fans of those heroes. Those heroes should come to you for your autograph. So, achievable is, you must be ready to give up these 5 C's. There is another C also, that is caste and community feelings. We are all Indians, that's all. We are all Indians. Now, if you allow these type of prejudices into your mind, you will be concentrating more on that. Don't do that. Then next is R stands for realistic. You must set a goal which is a realistic goal. Suppose I say I want to become a president of America, there is no meaning because it is not realistic because I am not a citizen of America. A boy wants to become great cricket player, suddenly met with an accident, got his leg. When it is injured, he cannot play cricket. But if he says, I want to play cricket, it is meaningless. He can become a cricket commentator. So it should be realistic. And finally, my dear young friends, remember T stands for time bound. Set a time. Set a time. I want to achieve this in 1 year. This is my short-term goal in 1 year. This is my mid-term goal. In 3 years, I want to do this. In 5 years, I want to do this. You have to write it on a piece of paper. Remember, your mind will jump into action and make it happen. You have to write it. So this is goal setting. Your desire, and you should know whether you deserve it also. Suppose a 10th class failed boy says, I want to become vice chancellor of an university, you will laugh at him. So desire and deserved. Desire and deserved, that is a very, very important principle. Now if you browse newspapers, you come across very, very interesting and amazing news. A RTC driver's son getting 5th grade in IIT, and an illiterate potter's son getting first rank in civil services. My dear young friends, here you have to keep in mind, to achieve success in life, you don't need big family support. You need not belong to big family. You don't need lot of money. You don't need any politicians or any godfather. Only thing is you need only one person's support, that is yourself. If you believe in yourself, then people start believing you. When you don't believe in yourself, don't expect others to believe you. See, in 20th century, our brains were programmed by our elders that this caste person can do only this job, this person can do only this job, this person can do only this job. And they have programmed our mind. See, our whole body is a computer, your brain is the hardware and your thinking is the software. Our elders, they have programmed, you can do this, our caste people cannot do that, this. But in 20th century, everybody did everything. People have created records. A fisherman's son has become greatest scientist. A poor boy from a Mahar family has become greatest statesman. There are so many things, they did wonders. Remember, my dear young friends, if one person can do, anybody can do. If one person can achieve success, anybody can achieve success. Only thing is, have confidence in you. And why some big people, children could not achieve success, only poor people, children could achieve success? The only difference is, these people have studied ordinarily, these people have studied extraordinarily. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is what? Extra, little extra. What is that extra? Difference between ordinary and extraordinary is EXTRA, extra. E stands for effective planning. You want to achieve something, you have to have a perfect planning. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to avoid this. I want to get rid of these bad friends. I want to this. If I relax now, tomorrow I suffer. If I work little hard, forever I will be happy. I can sit always in the back seat of the car, not in the front seat. The people who sit in the back seat are high achievers. Those who sit in the front left side, medium achievers. our secretary, our PA, and the fellow who sits right side is low achiever, a driver. Remember, this man is a graduate, this man is a graduate, this man is also graduate. Why this man achieved the highest position? Why that man this? Because this is extra. You should have effective planning. Effective planning. X is X-ray observation. When you go to classroom, when your teacher teaches something, shows something on the board, you should observe it very, very attentively. Once in Princeton University, Einstein was invited by a group of science students to address them because they were leaving the university. Then Einstein went there. He said, "You are all science students, you are supposed to have close, good observation. So I will show you a small experiment." He asked all of them to bring a glass of water from the nearby nala. That's not a drinking water. They said, "Sir, that is not drinking water." He said, "Doesn't matter, go and get it." So everybody brought with one glass. He said, "You bring me one glass too." So they brought one glass. Then he said, "Observe me closely." He dipped his finger into the glass and he asked them to do the same. They said, "Sir, this is dirty water." I said, "You do it." They did it. Then he said, "Keep it in your mouth." All of them, they did it. Then he said, "Hold, what did you do?" "I dipped this finger and put this finger into my mouth. You fellows dipped this and sucked this." He said, "This is observation." Anything you see in your class lesson, when you open the page, you find the title of the lesson, pictures and illustrations, then italics, definitions, and you observe what is this, what is this, why it is this, why this, why this, why this. This observation. The third is time management. See, for any student, time is very, very important. He has to manage time very, very efficiently. There is a very simple technique which I am going to teach you a little later. It's very simple. You have to program your items. First you have to jot down all the points which are very important, then important, urgent, not urgent. You have to categorize them. Then, or repeated revision. This is very important for any student. Repeated revision. Constant repetition. So keep reading, keep reading, keep reading, and finally this is very, very important, attitude. Attitude is the way you look at it, the way you see, the way you perceive. So when you do this, you must be very, very careful, particularly students, when you study, remember, you have to make cards like this. Not now please, and do it now. This do it now card, you have to keep it near your bookshelf. Whenever you see this, immediately it reminds you of your homework. Immediately you have to attend to one work. And this is not now please, you have to put this near television or your cell phones or anywhere which you are not supposed to do now. These two cards you have to put. See, there is a system here. This is a study pyramid. Study pyramid, now it is divided into 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 1 is study time. Study time is those who are below 16, they have to study morning 5 o'clock to 6:30. And those who are above 16, the best time is 4 to 6. It is called as Brahma Muhurta. In olden days, our great ancient rishis, They used to learn this Vedas, chant these, only during that time, 4 to 6. So study time is 4 to 6. Then study atmosphere is very, very important. See, when you study, make sure that your room is clean, no pictures of film artists or cricket or anybody. The third is study planning. This is very important. Study planning is, when you want to study physics, have only physics books on the table. Physics dictionary, all books related to physics. No chemistry there. No cinema magazines there. No other magazines there. Because when you look at it, you feel like turning the pages. When you turn the pages, your mind is diverted. Here now you are sitting here for 1 hour, you tell yourself, I am sitting here for 1 hour, I am going to concentrate on physics. When you enter into an agreement with yourself, your mind will listen to you. If you sit there without any program or schedule, you keep reading this, suddenly you will get up and go there, come here. You have to enter into an agreement. The fourth is strategies. Strategies is, you have to develop some techniques to memorize the lessons you read. Generally, most of the students, they say, I have bad memory. How many of you say that you have very good memory? Raise your hand. You have bad memory? Okay. Not only you, generally most of the students, they say, sir, I am forgetting everything, I am forgetting everything. They remember all the names of TV stars, film stars, cricket stars, and they remember all the songs in movies. They participate in quiz programs in Doordarshan and all other programs. But they forget only class lessons. Class lessons, that is short-term memory, and cinemas and other things, long-term memory. Only thing is, my dear good friends, when you want to achieve success, when you sit in the classroom, don't just hear the program, don't hear the teacher, listen to the teacher. Hearing is different from listening. Hearing is, you are simply hearing. Listening is hearing very attentively. You know, when you watch TV programs, you listen to the program very attentively. The advertisements are hearing. When you go to railway station, you hear all the announcements, but when they announce your name, you listen to it. This is difference between hearing and listening. For instance, I ask you a question. Draw a square with 3 lines. Draw a square. Can you draw? Immediately you say, this man doesn't know square is 4 lines. How many lines? 4 lines. But my question, it's very simple. I said draw a square with 3 lines. Again, you say you cannot draw a square with 3 lines. My question is, draw a square with 3 lines. Every time you listen to me and misinterpret it. My question is, draw a square with 3 lines, not make a square with 3 lines. The answer is very simple. Draw a square with 3 lines. Draw a square. You draw a square on a piece of paper, there are 3 lines. This is listening. So strategies is, it's a very simple to remember things. How do you remember the colors in rainbow? You must have read in school.
Vibgyor.
Huh?
Vibgyor.
Vibgyor. V stands for
Violet.
violet. I,
Indigo.
B,
Blue.
blue. G,
Green.
green. Vibgyor. Y,
Yellow.
O,
Orange.
orange. Vibgyor. In the same way, you have to develop some acronyms. This is VIBGR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. In the same way, if you can remember CLAP, D, you can remember all the union territories. CLAP, D. C stands for Chandigarh, L stands for Lakshadweep, A stands for Andaman and Nicobar, P stands for Pondicherry, D stands for Delhi, then second D, Daman, and third D is Dadra, Nagar Haveli. So whenever you have a problem, you have to develop, these are very simple techniques, adding, you take all the first letters of the word and make a funny word, maybe meaningless, irrational, like VIBGR. But here it has got little meaning, clap, D, clap, D. It's very, very simple. And in Sanskrit also, you can remember this, Chandi Padala Anda. Chandi Padala Anda. Chandi, the goddess, Pada, feet, Anda, protection. Cham stands for Chandigarh, D, Delhi, Pa, Pondicherry, Dadra Nagar Haveli, La, Lakshadweep, Andamans, Daman. So Chandi Padala Anda. And here clap D. Like for instance, who was the first Mughal king?
Babur.
The second king? Okay, any one of you? Second king? Humayun. Third king? Akbar. Fifth king? So you should know, remember it in order. Here I coined very funny word, bhajana. Bhajana, B-H-A-J-N-A, bhajana. B stands for Babar, H stands for Humayun, A stands for Akbar, J stands for, you see, it is in the same order, and what a wonderful coincidence. This shows the love and affection and the unity among Hindus and Muslims. N stands for Nawab Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan is known as Nawab, Akbar is known as Jahapana. So Nawab Shah Jahan, and A stands for Aurangzeb. So if you can remember this order, bhajana, in the same way, the strategy, you have to develop your own technique to remember the names of the kings or the birds or the plants, anything in any subject, you can have this. You can have this, right? This is the strategies. The next step is study notes. Study notes is, whenever you study a lesson, simply just don't read the lesson. There is a process. The process is 6R technique. First R is read. When you read it, just read very casually. Don't try to understand. Just glance it so that you will have the synopsis of the lesson in the mind. The second is reread and understand. This is very important. Reread. When you reread, if you have any doubts, refer the dictionary, then look at it, then understand. That shows you read it 2 times and grasp a little information. The third technique is recite. Tell yourself. Tell yourself. The fourth is remember. Keep it here. Move here and there, just 5-6 minutes. Have a glass of water. Then come back. Recall, you call it back. Take a piece of paper And remember, when you do this whole process, it takes only 10 minutes, and your subconscious mind is very, very powerful. Very powerful, but you have to register it through a proper way. Just if you read it and you try to mug it up, it's waste of time. So, for study notes, you have to develop the 6R technique. Then, self-test. This is very, very important. Self-test is once in a week. See, every day you learn one lesson with the 6R techniques, 6 lessons. On Sunday, you prepare some questions, right? See, whether you go for your 10th class or 10th class, 12th class or BE, engineering, civils, anything, this study pyramid will help you. You prepare 6 questions, right? And you give that questionnaire to yourself, pretend that you are in an examination hall, set time, some 1 hour or 1.5 hours, sit seriously and try to answer. Suppose if there are 2 friends, you and you set a paper for her and you set a paper for her, you give it. And that 1 hour or 1.5 hours sit and you do it. This is very, very successful exercise. Then the most important part which now students facing is stress. Stress reduction you have to do. We have little anxiety, when the examinations are fast approaching, you'll have little tension. How to write, whether I get all the questions or not, whether I'll be able to answer or not, I may be disappointing my family member, this, that. See, remember, you are going to write your examination in the language which is prescribed. You are not going to write in Japanese or Germany, right? And there is no any foreign hand to fail you, it is only you. And the third most important thing is they are going to give the questions which are only in your syllabus. If you don't have stress, you will not work seriously. Stress is like this electricity. If you know how to handle electricity, you can have lights, fans, ACs, everything. If you don't know how to operate it, it gives you a shock. So stress is like a tiger. If you know how to tame it, it will be your servant. If you don't know, it kills you. In the same way, you must have little stress when you have examination. The final stage is success in examination. Success in examination. My dear young friends, if you can do that, you achieve success. A caterpillar turns into a butterfly. A horrible caterpillar turning into butterfly, when it is turning, why I am unable to turn? Why I am unable to change? See, just for fun, I'll show you here. I have a black cloth. This is a black cloth, but this black cloth will turn into a colorful butterfly. See, in the same way, you can, below average student can also become an excellent student.